Hey guys, hi, welcome back. So in this video, we will discuss the residue of a complex function. This is our topic for this class, and we will see the residue at a pole and the different methods how we can calculate the residues. And we will see each example related to each method. And in the next video, we will discuss about the Cauchy's residue theorem. Okay, so first we will start with the residue at a pole. So you have already seen, if you see this function, this is the Lorentz series. Okay, so if you have z equals to a, which is a pole of order m for a function fz, and if C1 is a circle having radius r with center z equals to a, and if it is not having any other singularities except z equals to a, and fz it is analytic within the annular region where mod of z minus a is what greater than r but less than capital R. Within this region, if the function is analytic, all right, then you can write the Lorentz series expansion within that annular region. Within this annular region, what you can write the Lorentz series expansion this. So what will be the residue? The residue will be the coefficient b1. Okay, for this function fz, for z equals to a, for this pole, okay, whose order is what, m, the residue will be what, the coefficient b1, and you can write it as what, the residue is equals to a is equals to b1, which is 1 by 2 pi I closed integral of c1 fz dz. Means you can just say that the residue is what? The residue is the coefficient of 1 by z, because b1 represents that particular term. You can write by definition, I can just write here, by the above definition, by the above definition, what we can conclude? We can conclude that the residue, okay, for the pole z equals to a is the coefficient of 1 by z. All right, now we will see one example. So this is the example, z square e to the power z. So if you expand it, if I write it z square, and we have seen in the first lecture where I have given different relations and different expansion. So from there you can see e to the power 1 by z. It can be expanded as what? 1 plus 1 by z, right? Again you will have plus 1 by z square factorial 2 plus 1 by z cube factorial 3 and so on, right? So if you see, if you multiply this z square, then you will write here what? Z square plus this will give you what? Z plus this will give you 1 by factorial 2, which is 2, plus again you will have what? 1 by z factorial 3 is representing what? 6, plus and so on. So here if you see, this is the coefficient of 1 by z, yes or no? That is the coefficient is what? 1 by 6. So therefore the residue, okay, the residue will be what? 1 by 6. Clear? So this is how you can calculate the residue using the definition. Okay, you can calculate this entire para means this only, that the residue for that particular pole, okay, that is that equals to a whose order is m, is the coefficient of 1 by z. Clear? This is how you can calculate. Next you see, we will see the different method of finding residue. So first we will see residue at simple pole. Simple pole means residue for pole of order 1. All right, so if you see, the first method is what? You can find the residue, okay, of f z equals to a as limit z tends to a, okay, z minus a fz. So this is how you can calculate. If you have a simple pole, okay, whose order is 1, then you can find the residue to be equals to limit z tends to a z minus a fz. All right, so we will do an example so that it will be more clear for you. So what was the formula? I'm writing it here. It is limit z tends to a, it's z minus a fz, right? So first we will find the pole here. So to find the pole, what you will do? You will put the entire denominator to be equals to what? 0, z into it, z minus 1, z minus 2, it is equals to 0. So from here you will get what? The poles are z equals to 0, 1, and 2. So if you see here, all of these are representing what? All of them are what? Simple pole. That means they are pole of what? Order 1. Okay. So we will calculate the residue for all these 3. So first we will see the residue for what? Z equals to 0. Right? So it will be limit Z tends to what? 0. So you see it will be what? Fz, the function. Yes or no? So it is 1 minus 2z by z into it, z minus 1 into it, z minus 2. And you will have z minus 0. Here you will have what? Z minus 0 means it's z. So this z and this z will get cancelled. So finally what you will have here, this is 0. Okay. So finally in this case, if z tends to 0, this term will be what? 0. This term will be 0. This term will be 0. So in the numerator you will get minus 1, and in the denominator also what you will get, if it this is 0, this is 0, it will be what? Minus 2. Minus minus cancel, so it is 1 by 2. So this will give you what? Residue z equals to 0 equals to 1 by 2. All right. Next you will do for residue for z is equals to 1. Okay. The same thing, limit z tends to what? 1. You will have here z minus 1. The function is what? 1 minus 2z. So it's z minus 1, z minus 2. All right. Sorry. So z minus 1, z minus 1 will get cancelled. And finally, if z tends to 1, if this becomes 1, it will give you what? This will be 2 ones are 2, and you will get minus 1 in the numerator, and in the denominator, if this is 1, this is 1, this will give you what? Again, what will you get? Just check and see. If this is mine, this will give you again minus 1. Okay. This is 1, right? So what you will get here? Minus 1, right? So minus and minus will get cancelled, and you will have here 1. So residue for what? Z is equals to 1, it is equals to 1. And the last one will be the residue for what? Z equals to 2, right? So it will be same, limit Z tends to what? 2. This is Z minus 2 here, the function itself, which is Fz. So you will just write the function here, and again you will say Z minus 2 will get cancelled. When Z tends to 2, what you will get? In the numerator you will have 1 minus 4. In the denominator you will have 2 into it, 2 minus 1. So in the numerator, finally on simplification you will have minus 3 in the numerator, and in the denominator you will have what? 2. Okay, so these are the residues. So finally from here what you will write? Residue for z equals to 2, it is minus 3 by 2. Clear? So this is simple, nothing is very complicated, just you have to use this particular formula. Okay. So now let's see the second method. So if you will have any function, okay, fz, and if it is in the form of like 5 psi z, all right, and where if you put psi a, then if it is equals to 0, but if phi a, it is not equals to 0. Okay, in that case, how you will find the residue? Then you can find the residue z equals to a as phi a by psi prime a. All right. So this way you can calculate. Now we will see one example so that it will become much clearer to you. So you see here, it is just simple. If you have phi z by psi z, if you are having a function in this form, and if you put psi a equals to, if you put psi a, okay, instead of z equals to a, if you get psi a to be 0, and if you put in this numerator, if you put z equals to what? A, and if this phi a is not equals to 0, then you can calculate the residue to be what? Phi a by psi prime a. Okay, this is the first derivative. So now what we will see an example. Okay, so here the question is what? Determine the pole and the residues at each pole of the function fz equals to cos z. You have to just find the pole, and you will have to find the residue at that particular pole. Okay, so if you see here, the function is given to you, fz is equals to cot z. We know what is cot theta. It is cos theta by sin theta. So you will write here cos z by sin z. All right. So you can see it is in this particular form, psi z by psi z. So first we will find the pole. So for the pole, what you will do, you will put sin z equals to 0. which will give you z equals to n pi, because you know na, sin n pi is 0. So if you will have sin n pi in the right hand side, sin and sin will cancel and you will have z equals to n pi. And here n is equals to 0, plus minus 1, plus minus 2, and so on. So first what you will do, you will put phi and pi, right? So if you do phi and pi, it is equals to what? It is not equals to 0, because cos n pi is not equals to 0, right? But if you put what? If you put psi and pi, then it is equals to 0. So finally, the criteria which was given to solve for the method 2, it is fulfilled. So finally, we'll write what? You will write residue for z equals to n pi. It is equals to what? The numerator will be same, cos z. But in the denominator, what you are having? You are having phi a by psi prime a. Okay, so here what you will do? You will differentiate this sign, then you will get what? Cos z. So here limit will be there. So we will not go to that. You can directly see this will get cancelled, right? And you will have this to be equals to what? 1. So the residue is what? 1. Clear? We will solve one more example. So the function is what? Fz is equals to z by sin z. Okay. So it's simple. You will put sin z is equals to what? 0. Z is equals to n pi here again. The same thing is there. Now you will find the residue. So the residue for what? Z equals to n pi. It will be equals to what? It will be z by ddz of what? Sin z. Because if you see the numerator, when you will put its n pi, denominator is what? Sin z is equals to what? You are having what? Psi a is equals to what? 0. Phi 8 is not equals to 0. Okay, directly you can see. So finally, from what you will get, this is z, this is dz of what? On differentiation, you will get cos z. Okay, this is z equals to n pi. Here also z is equals to n pi. So finally, you can write n pi by what? Cos n pi. What you know, cos n pi is equals to? Cos n pi is equals to minus 1 to the power n. This will be n pi. So this is the residue. Clear? So this is very easy. There is no tough calculation. You have to just see how you can find the pole and the method. Clear? Now you see the next one. If you have to find a residue of at a pole of order n. Okay. This time it's for a pole of order n. So the first method is what? Residue for z equals to a. For a function z equals to a. For this particular pole, you can write 1 by n minus 1 factorial. Clear? And you will have here d to the power n minus 1, dz to the power n minus 1. It will be z minus a to the power n. Okay. Fz. Okay. And here you will have what? Z is equals to a. Clear? It is just, you will have to write 1 by n minus 1 factorial, d dz. Okay, so here it is d to the power n minus 1, dz to the power n minus 1. Means if you have n is equals to 2, then it will be just d, 3, then it will be d square. Okay, this is z minus a to the power n fz. So this is the first method. So let us see one example. So now what is fz? Fz is equals to z square by z plus 1 whole square, z minus 2. So you have to find the residue for the pole of order 2. So when you will do an example, it will become more clear to you how the methods will be implemented. Okay, so first of all, we will see the pole. So z plus 1, it is equals to 0, and z minus 2 equals to 0. So from here, what you will get? Z equals to minus 1 and z equals to 2. These are the two pole, right? But this is what? This is pole of order 2, and this is a simple pole. So the method was for what? The method was for pole of order n. So we will not calculate for this, the residue. It will be calculated for only for the pole of order 2. So how we will calculate residue for z equals to what? Minus 1. It will be what? You will write 1 by n minus 1 factorial was there, right? This was there. I'm just writing the method. This is d to the power n minus 1, dz to the power n minus 1, z minus a to the power n fz. Okay, here you are having z is equals to a. So from here you will get what? N is here what? 2. because the pole is of order 2. So it is 2 minus 1 factorial, and here you will get what? 2 minus 1 is 1, so this is also ddz. And here you will get what? Z minus 1 will be what? Z plus 1. This is what? Whole square, right? Fz is what? Z square by Z plus 1 whole square, Z minus 2. Okay, and Z is equals to minus 1 here. This is the limit. Okay, so Z plus 1 whole square will get cancelled. From here, 1 by factorial 1 is 1. And now you will just differentiate Z square by Z minus 2. So this will give you what? Z minus 2 whole square. You just know the formula. And from here, what you will get? You will get differentiating for Z square. Okay, or you can just differentiate any one which you feel like. It is what? You are having Z square by Z minus 2. Okay, so if I differentiate Z square first, then it will give me 2Z. Z minus 2 is constant. Again, what you will have here? You will have here what? You will have here a minus symbol, right? So Z square is constant. Z minus 2 on differentiation will give you what? Just 1, because 2 is constant. So from here, if you see what you will get, you will get it to be 2Z square minus what? 4Z minus Z square, right? Divided by Z minus 2 whole square. So from here, you will get it to be Z square minus 4Z. And here Z is equals to minus 1. Okay. Z square minus 4Z, Z minus what? 2 whole square. So if you put here minus 1, what you will get? Minus 1 whole square, right? So this is what? 1. This will give you what? Plus 4. Okay. This will give you what? This will give you what? Minus 1, minus 2, that is what? 3 square, that is what? 9, right? So finally, we will have what? 5 by 9. Clear? So this is the residue. Simple. We will solve one more example. You can just see here, we have just used this formula and we have done. Same thing we will do in the next example also. So here it is said, find the residue of fz equals to 1 by z square plus 1 whole cube at z equals to I. At z equals to I, you will have to find this residue. So first of all, let us find the pole. So z square plus 1 equals to what? 0. So z square is equals to minus 1. What you know, minus 1 is what? I square. So this will give you z is equals to plus minus I, right? These are the residue. And you are already given here for z equals to I, you will have to find. So you can see z equals to I is a pole of order what? Pole of order 3, right? So therefore, what you will write? Residue for z equals to I. It will be equals to what? 1 by 3 minus 1 factorial. And here you will have what? D square by dz square, because it is what? 3 minus 1, right? Here you will write what? You see here, in this case, you can write it as, here I'm doing, okay, this is z square plus 1 whole cube. So you can write it as what? Z square plus 1 is there, right? So you can write it as what? Minus I square whole cube. So this will be what? Z square minus, this will be Z minus I into with Z plus I to the power 3. So you can write it as what? 1 by Z minus I whole cube, Z plus I whole cube. Okay. And here what you are having? Z minus I to the power what? N, that is cube. All right. So this is Z is equals to what? Minus plus I. Okay. So Z minus I, and this is also what? Z minus I cube. It will get cancelled. And this will give you what? 1 by 2, because it is factorial 2. And this term, it is what? D square by dz square. D square by dz square 1 by z plus I whole cube. You have to differentiate it twice. So on differentiating first time, what you will get? You will get, it is z plus I to the power minus 3. Just differentiate. You will get what? Minus 3 z plus I n minus 1, so minus 4. Again, it will give you what? 12, 4 3s are 12. Negative, negative will get what? Positive. This will be z plus y to the power minus 5, right? So finally, you can write here what? 1 by 2 into with 12 into with z minus I whole to the power minus 5. This will give you 6, right? This is 6 z minus I. So z is equals to what? I, right? It is equals to what? I if I'm not wrong. So you can write it what? I, okay, this is plus, this is a plus sign, okay, this is not negative. So it is z plus I, that is I plus I whole to the power minus 5, right? So you will get what? 6 into it 2I to the power minus 5. When you will calculate this, you will get it to be what? Just check and see what you will get. This is power minus 5. So you can write 6 by, if you write 2 to the power 5 is what? 32. And this side I to the power 5 is what? I square and I, right? So this will become minus 1 positive, only one I will be there. So I'm writing here I. So if you do this, you will get what? 2 3s are 2 16s are. So it is 3 by 16 I in the denominator. But if you take it to the numerator, it will be minus I. Okay, so minus 3I by 16, it is the residue for Z equals to I, which is a pole of order 3. Just you have to do the calculation. Clear? Now next see the method 2. So for method 2, what you will do? You have to first put Z. What you will have to put? You have to put Z plus A equals to T. Okay, and expand it into series. First, you have to put Z plus A equals to T. Then you have to expand it into series. Then what you will see? Residue of what? Z equals to A. For a function whose pole is A, it is what? It is the coefficient of 1 by T. Clear? So this is the other method. Nothing you have to do. You have to just put Z plus A equals to T, expand it into series, and then just do it. Okay. So now let's see one example so that it will become much clearer to you. First you see Z equals to A. It is pole of order what? 3. So first what you will put? Z minus A equals to T, right? So from here what you will get? You can write Z will be equals to what? A plus T. So just substitute in the function. The function fz can be written as what? A plus T into with e to the power A plus T by, you can write what? A plus T minus A whole cube. A gets cancelled. Okay, e to the power A is constant term. This A by A plus T is there, right? This is T cube. I'm writing here, it is A plus T by T cube e to the power AT, right? So I will just write it as A by T cube plus. From here I will get 1 by T square, e to the power T. Now I will expand it into series. So e to the power A by T cube plus 1 by T square is as it is, and e to the power T will give us the series 1 plus T by factorial 1 plus 1 by T square by factorial 2 plus T cube by factorial 3 plus and so on. Okay, so from here it will be e to the power A. So just do multiply A by T cube. First term will be A by T cube plus it will be A by T square plus again you will get what? It will be A by 2T. I'm writing only 3 terms, okay? Same thing you will do for the other one, second term. So this will give you what? 1 by T plus again you will get T by this one you're doing. This will give you what? 1 by, sorry, it's 1 by 2, right? And plus and so on. So you have to just see the coefficient of 1 by T. So here if you write e to the power A, so this is having 1 by 2 and this is having 1 by T, sorry, 1 by T and 1 by T. So if I take common 1 by T, I will have A plus 2 by plus 1, okay? And for the second, if I take 1 by T square, then what you will have? It is A plus 1 and so on. You just need the coefficient of this, right? So it will be what? Coefficient of 1 by T is e to the power A by 2 plus 1. So this is the residue, okay, for this particular pole, for Z equals to A. So this is the other method. Clear? So this is just simple. Just see the methods. When you will see these, you can just relate the methods. All right. Third method also I'm showing. I won't say, for example, just for knowledge, I'm saying residue, okay, at Z equals to infinity. If your pole is what? Infinity, then you can find the residue as what? residue for a function whose pole is z equals to infinity. For that particular point, limit z tends to what? Infinity minus z f of z. Just remember this. When you will get this case, you can do in this way. Clear? So that's all in this video. Thank you so much. So I hope you have understood. Just see the methods and you can solve some more problems from HK Das book if you're having any confusion. Okay, thank you.